that person, hey, it's all types of things that if you wanted a great person to tell the world, Avani is that person. But as we started off the show and she believes that, okay, I can do a show. Okay, I'll try it. I don't know if, whatever. And so we're deciding to do the show. And so I immediately say, but I want you to put it together. I want you to put your show together. Well, and she's like, there's the deer, there's the headlights again. What do you mean put it together? I mean, yeah, tell me just a format for your show, because that's part of what my process is when I work on any project. Yeah. When I'm working on a project with someone, I have to put my effort into making sure that it happens. And so that's what I did. I went back and researched the technology. I tried to understand exactly what I needed to do. I've gone through various stages of technology myself to make sure that the backbone of the show worked. And so I immediately, from the beginning, I never produced Avani's show from a production standpoint as far as putting the show together. I never did it.
Well, you said to me, K-Wells, you gave me autonomy. Hello, that's all your Christmases come at once. When someone says, if I said to you, what can I talk about? You said, talk about whatever you want. I was like, yes! Oh, and you said to me, I could have not 1, but 2 hours. Hello? I was like, huh?
and she didn't think she could make 2 hours. Okay?
No, I knew
on a show basis, she didn't.
Yeah, I was like, really? Because when someone says it, normally you might think, okay, they might test me. I might get 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. If I'm lucky, 45 minutes, maybe. Something like that. Hello, I went from 0 to 2 hours. Hello.
and part of that has to be that, not even has to be, part of it was that I believed you could carry the 2 hours. I thought that you could be interesting. I knew we were going to be blending in music, and music is a filler. And so, I could have had it to where you only talked in 15-minute segments and played another 15 minutes of music. And so, all kinds of things.
Yeah, all kinds of things. It would have been just, oh, Lord.
But at that time, I just really had a good feeling about what I thought Avani would be able to do. And so I said, okay, you put your show together. And so what she did, which was ingenious, she starts to put her show together. But as she puts her show together, did you start off using the email method from the very beginning?
What you mean, to send it to you, you mean?
Right, to give me your, basically, here's your show outline. You started from the beginning, right?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And so,
because that was the only way I could do it. Otherwise, I just would never have been able to give it to you.
Well, we're pulling the curtain back, people, on the Ask Avani Show. And so when she started to develop the show and she started to produce her show, which I again say was ingenious, she basically, her outline for her show is an email to me each week. And within that email, she puts in, because I mentioned to her, hey, what songs do you want to hear? You tell me the songs. Yeah. And just put those, in the email, and I'll see if I have them, or I'll go and get them, and we'll include those songs as background for the show. And then also go through and then just tell me how the show is going to be through this outline. That's all I ask. I did not go any further than that.
No, I kind of did, though, didn't I?
Oh, no, but the key thing is, because you are an organized person, you came up with a process to do this. Because remember, I've tried to get other people to do shows and and get them to be structured and organized about what they do. But you immediately took the ball. You basically, I passed it to you, and you scored the goal without basically me being there to pull your leg back and make sure your foot was in the right position, and then pushing your leg forward, and then I didn't have to do anything but ask you. You had a couple of questions. You came up with the process, and then we started rolling down the highway.
Okay, and I have to just say to you, what did I say to you? Because you said to me, okay, you produce your show, and I thought, okay, because obviously, and then I thought, hold on, but I'm a bit cuckoo. I got my thought processes all over the gaff. I'm thinking, how am I going to get him? And then I said, what did I say to you? How do you write a radio show? And in my mind, I thought, how can I put this together so that it makes sense for him to follow? Because I know what I want to talk about, but it's got to be easy for someone else to say, okay, I know what she's talking about. This is what she wants to talk about today. So that's when I had to come up with my little process.
Well, it has to be easy enough. And I have to give you credit for being able to come up with it. And I give myself credit for being able to work with controlled chaos. Because we both have to, but I have to take what you give me and be able to make sure that the engineering is taken care of in the background. And as I say that, right as we started this segment, I had a burp, a hiccup, a blurp, a mind fart, and it was, because I'm trying to play some things for you. So it's not that it's always smooth. I mean, we make it look like that we are smooth as glass, people. But man, it's so many wheels turning. Sometimes you guys wouldn't even know. Okay.
That's just what happens.
Right. And we started this show, as we say, landing hot. We came into the runway hot for landing this morning. But she starts off with this process. I tell her to choose some songs for the show. And she creates an outline. As she began to do these outlines, I want everyone to know that when you do a show, we only have a finite amount of time. I try to keep it 2 hours because I know the attention span of the world. And so I know if everybody thinks about it, 2 hours means 120 minutes. So let's start with that. And so as we start with 120 minutes, the average song is about 3 minutes, okay? So if you let's say you play 10 songs in a show, that's 30 minutes, right? If you're just doing the math. So as we go through and Avani starts the process and I say, hey, send me a few songs. We're always going to be playing your music also. But just send me some songs and then we'll add those into the show as needed. And, I'm thinking Avani's going to send me 5, 6 songs, something like that. Okay, so we get there. I get the outline, and it's like, and I'll have to go back and actually count it, but if it wasn't 15 to 20, I'd be lying. And I'm like, wow. Okay.
That was just the songs, and then tell about the links.
That was just the song. I'm getting to it. That was just the songs. And she has the subject for the show. She has the songs she's picked. And so if I had played all the songs, that would have been basically 45 minutes to an hour of show by itself. And so I'm like, okay, we'll pick some of them, no biggie. And then she also, which is again ingenious, she's got the topic for her show, but she has also sent me YouTube videos and Facebook videos so that we can incorporate those so people can see them.
Links.
Well, but we ain't there yet. They were just the links for me. And we're talking, if there weren't, and because the whole point of what I'm saying is she sent me those links, and then as she would do the show, she would say, K-Rose, put this out on Twitter. K-Rose, put this one out on Twitter. And K-Rose, put this one out on Twitter. And so if we're doing 3 or 4 of those a show, hey, chilling. I'm good. I'm gravy. I am smooth as glass. But take the mind of Avani. And she sent me 15 songs to 20 songs, and she's also sent me 30 to 40 links. And then we're going through the show, and it's like, okay, K-Rose, this one. And K-Rose, hey. And then she's laughing, and we're talking, and okay, K-Rose, that one. And this is like, it's not, and we're flowing through the show. We're talking, we're doing rabbit holes, we're on tangents, and we're putting these out so that people can follow the show on Twitter and Facebook. And those first shows, it was like, you think there is controlled chaos with the engineering. She was throwing me this and throwing me that and saying, hey, do this, and then I'd pick this song, and it was like, and I'm like, my head is spinning because it's like, she is really, really doing well, but I am so confused sometimes. Before we tell them, as we evolved, what were you thinking when you were developing and putting together those first emails?
Well, I knew that I have a brain that just goes at a tangent, boing, boing, boing. So I was like, okay, I have to find a way to put this together so that it's not going to be crazy for K-Rose to see it, because you'll be looking at me like, what is all this? Because you said that to me, didn't you? You were like, did you type all this out?
I was amazed. I was like, if you typed all this, you are a bad mama jamma boy.
Well, I must say, the very first time I did it, because I was playing with formats as well. The very first few times I had done it, I was typing it out, and then I started to save and then I would just copy and paste what I wanted after that. And obviously, with the beauty of technology, which is why I love, especially my Apple products, yes, I'm just going to say it again, because you can dictate, and it's so smooth. So it's quicker when you can dictate things, and you don't have to type every single thing out.
Voice recognition.
There you go. So that was another tool that I incorporated, and there's lots of things that I've incorporated as I've learned. I can do this, no, I can do that, because it saves me time. And it's when I'm researching, the reason why I ended up with 30 plus links is because when I'm researching a topic, you just get so engrossed, K-Rose. It's like you just start finding, it's like manna from heaven. You just start finding all this stuff. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's like, okay, that's got to go in the show. That's got to go. Because it's just so interesting. And I know that the listeners would love to, hear about it. So I hands up, I do go a bit overboard.
Well, and it wasn't overboard to me as much as it was the time-consuming aspect of developing it also. Because I know if I had tried to develop shows based on the content that you sent me, the volume of content,
right,
I would have been there for a freaking week just putting one show together. And see, I didn't know she was dictating until using voice recognition, which, again, I want people to understand. We're talking ingenious, okay? She came up with a way to produce her show, which is what producers do. Normally, a personality like Avani would just come into the studio or sit down at her desk at home or her desk at her home studio and say, hey, K-Rose, who's my guest today? Or what's the, I know the topic, but okay, what are you doing with the links?
Somebody else would have done it, isn't it?
Somebody else would produce that content. And production is different from being the personality. Avani is an artist, but she also is a writer. So she writes her songs, and if she works with someone else, and she'll work with someone like a Carl McIntosh, and he wrote the song. But 99.9999% of the project Avani produced and wrote. She wrote those songs. And then if you have a producer, i.e. a Quincy Jones or a Puffy or somebody like that, they'll come in with an artist and they take whoever wrote the song and then they'll produce it by putting those together and do all the studio and all that. All those things, like you'll look at a TV show and they'll say executive produced by so-and-so, the star of the show. Most of that's some boo-boo. Most of them, because they're the star, they understand you get more money if you have your name in the production of the show.
Right.
So
but
they
didn't necessarily do.
They ain't done a damn thing, but but put their name up. But they also have it in their agreement that says, "Hey, if I'm the star of the K-Rose series on Life, I'm gonna have my name on the executive production, but somebody else is actually gonna do the work." Well, Avani does the work to produce her show. And she is the personality who is there to bring all of this and tie it together. I do the technical production, and I take credit for that, which is fine. But she also has changed how she has, some of the electronics she has and devices and things like that. But me, as we begin, and we're going down memory lane, 50th show of the Ask Avani Show, me not knowing that she was dictating these things, and even after she told me, I was still being just basically awash in links. And one show, I got so confused because I'm sending links and spinning from one computer to the other computer because I use 3 computers when I do the show now. I was using 2 then. But I was using 2 computers, spinning around, doing this, listening, trying to be part of the conversation, and she's sending me these links, but these links have no defined thing in the production notes she sent to me for the show.
At first, yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, time out, Blue. We had a conversation. I was like, first of all, how long did it take you to put this show together? Because I'm thinking I'd have to do a show 2 weeks out to do all the content that she puts in. And so I mentioned to her, how long did it take you? And she told me, well, it's not too bad because I do the dictation thing and it takes me this and that. And so the first thing I mentioned was, since we only have 2 hours, you don't have to have 15 songs. We're pulling the curtain back today here on the 50th edition of the Ask Avani Show. I said, hey, we don't have to have 15 to 20 songs. We can't play all of them. So let's pare down the amount of songs that you have, first of all, and I think that'll save you some time. And then so that I don't go insane, we got to figure this link thing out. I need to know where a link is in your list, because if you've sent me 30 or 40 links, people, think about it. And some people aren't even as organized as I think I am. So I was getting confused. So we, again, came up